Welcome to another video here today. I have my whiteboard ready again on my iPad and I'm going to share some insights into what I believe why social media is the creme de la creme when it comes to marketing. Why is it the best? Let's say you want to do marketing and you're thinking, where should I start? Why would you start with social media? And I'm going to explain it to you why I would start with social media and why all of our clients start with social media, because it is the most powerful tool on earth right now. Google is close, but it's not close at the same time. I worked myself 3 years at Google, for the people that don't know this, so I'm very familiar with Google. I have worked a lot for Google. I've worked myself 3 years for Google, and then I had clients for over 2 years that I did their Google ads and Google SEO for, so I know Google really well. But I'm going to share with you today why I actually stopped using Google, or why I stopped selling Google, and why we completely switched away from Google to social media, and why you should do the same, and why you should start as social media. You shouldn't start with Google, start with social media. I'm going to explain this to you right now in a minute. Okay, so right now you're seeing my screen and it's the funnel, right? We all gotta understand life is a series of steps, funnel or steps, right? So let's start with this. A lot of companies, especially B2B companies, they don't understand, or maybe they understand, but maybe they don't know, that if you talk about getting decision makers, right, that look for a specific product, let's make it simple. I'm looking for a camera. Okay, I have this camera here in my hand and I'm a B2B company and this camera costs me $10,000. Okay, so we start with this. The more down I am in the funnel, so let's say in this area where I'm product aware, from product aware downwards, it is very, very expensive to advertise there. If you want leads that already made the decision to buy and that are shopping around, you can buy those leads for a lot of money. So number one, you're going to spend a lot of money on those leads. And where do you think they will go to find out about companies selling cameras? Google. And Google, in its essence, if you really think about it, is nothing else than a price comparison. It's nothing else than a vendor list. So now they go on Google and they search for your product. Like they search for high quality camera for B2B, video shooting, whatever, right? And I'm Googling and I'm searching. And I pay that the person clicks on my page. So we're doing paid ads. It's going to cost me a lot of money to get this click. That's number one. It's going to be hard to be organic very high because there's a lot of competition. Like everybody wants the person that already knows they want to buy a $10,000 camera. And most companies don't see a problem with this. They really focus on, most companies, if you're watching this video, this could be your competitive advantage. It's like most people literally just position themselves as a vendor, as one out of many choices. Like they just literally say, hey, I'm one of 10 choices. I can choose between 10 people where I buy this camera from. And that company is just like, yeah, we just want to be one of the 10. We pay to be one of the 10. Or maybe you don't pay, but let's assume you pay. Does that make sense? Because that's what happens to most companies. And that's the same companies that will complain that they get price shopped. Or that customer, he was interested, but he's also looking and talking to 5 others. Why is he talking to 5 other companies? Well, the reason is simple. It's because the way you got them is by them searching and comparing vendors. So now you have leads that are more inclined to search, more inclined to shop and price shop, and are maybe more price sensitive. And it's a problem you created. It's a problem companies create for themselves by going for decision makers that are product aware, that already know what they want, that already did their research. And now it's really only about the last 10%. It's only about who are we going to buy it from. It's not what are we going to buy, it's who are we buying from. who has the best price, who has the best reviews, who's the most trusted. Like, it's all about, now you gotta be the number one. You gotta be the brand. You need to have some unique selling point, which is obvious to the consumer or to your client instantly. The problem with that is it's a very expensive game, okay? It's expensive as hell. And it's a game you don't want to play. And this is where Google happens. This is Google. Google is here. Google. ChatGPT is here. Maybe they're problem aware and ChatGPT gives them the solution, but still ChatGPT is like Google. It compares vendors. It gives you different choices. So you don't have to actually do any research yourself or less research yourself. So if you think about it, how much money and how much time is spent by big companies in the B2B area on Google and ChatGPT? A bunch and a ton. And there's a lot of competition, and high prices. So now you can ask yourself the question, does it make sense to play in this area? Does it make sense to run Google ads? Does it make sense to try to become the number one on Google SEO? When, to be honest, there's so many industries today where you couldn't even crack the first page at this point because the competition is so stiff and they have been working on their Google SEO for years and years and years. Okay, they have a monopoly. Like Google and certain keywords and certain companies have a monopoly on certain things people look for. It's very hard to get in. It costs a lot of money and there's a lot of competition. Okay, and I'm talking about Google, ChatGPT, all that stuff, right? But guess what? And Google gives it always to the same people. Google gives it to people that pay a lot of money. So big corporations. So if you're a small fish or a smaller fish, you don't want to spend tens of thousands of dollars in marketing, you are in a disadvantage from the start. You are literally on a disadvantage in this area here. If you act in this area, you might as well quit right now. Most companies will never survive this because this is a race to the bottom. People race to the bottom. Like whoever is willing to spend the most money will get the leads. Whoever can spend the most to get leads will ultimately get all the leads. But if you're a new company or not the biggest, there is no way you can compete in this area. And this was my problem when I was running a lot of Google ads, is like there's areas where it doesn't make sense, where you're literally going against billion-dollar companies. How are you going to compete against billion-dollar companies? Even when you make 50, 100 million, you don't compete in those areas. You could try, but does it make sense to try? I don't know. You gotta decide this, but there's a better way. Okay, what if I tell you there's another angle you can take to this, where there is no monopoly, there is no whoever pays the most gets the most. To a certain extent there is, but it's not as much as it is on Google. Nobody can, like, how long you're in the market doesn't matter, and it's underutilized by most B2B companies. That means if you're in B2B and you start using this, you will actually be one of the first, because everybody's so busy trying to compete at the race to the bottom for clients that want to shop you and compare you to 10 others. It's when you go above the 3 lower ones and you enter the sphere of like people being unaware of your product, unaware of the problem you're solving, unaware you exist. They don't even know you exist. Most companies suffer from, like, not enough people know me, okay? I don't have a sales problem. I have a problem that people don't know me. You have probably the same problem. Like, there's not a lot of companies besides like Cola and McDonald's. Besides those major companies, it doesn't matter if you're B2C, B2B, person to person, sales market, whatever you do, software, e-commerce, it doesn't even matter what you do. Your number one problem is that people don't even know you exist, which is the highest stage, unaware. They're unaware of you, they're unaware of what you do, they don't even care about you. You're not even on their mind. They don't give a fuck about you. And then there's the ones that are problem aware. They have a problem to solve. So in this case, let's go back to this case, my B2B camera. I have a problem that I told my employees that I want them to film a bunch of videos when we host events, and the videos they film, they're not good. They don't have the quality, they don't reach the quality standard that I want as the CEO, as the owner from the videos. So now I have a problem. The iPhone is not good enough, so if I want them to film something, I can't blame them for only having an iPhone because I don't have a camera right now. So I have a problem. If I want to actually do videos, I need a better camera. So now I'm problem aware. And then I might as well become solution aware, and I'm like, okay, you know what? The solution to this problem is that I buy a camera for my employees. But what I'm saying here, those top 3, if you want to get as many people to know you as you possibly can, there is only one way to do it: social media. There's only one way to get people when they have a problem and they don't even know how to fix it. Well, there's multiple ways, but the best way is social media. And when they're solution aware and they're looking for something, and your video pops up explaining why this camera is the best if you look for high quality videos for your B2B business, then it's the best. It's the best. It's literally the best. And it solves the number one issue of any company on planet Earth. Any company running Google, any company doing Google SEO, ChatGPT, any company buying leads, they all have the same problem. We all have the same problem. We all share the same problem. Besides maybe 100 companies in the world, we all share the same problem. Not enough people know us. Our target audience doesn't know us, okay? My target audience being B2B businesses, or in general, like businesses that need help with sales and marketing. For example, in my case, right, I need millions of people that own a business to know me and listen to my advice. If millions of people listen to me, the funnel takes care of itself. And that's the whole point of this video, is to tell you that you're right now making a decision for your business. And you're like, let's say you're a B2B company, because this video is more for B2B than anything. If you're a B2B company and you're doing LinkedIn, LinkedIn is also top of funnel. But LinkedIn is very limited in what you can do. And LinkedIn has so many rules again, and so much, call it bullshit, that you have to follow, that it's kind of like, it's not the Wild West. The Wild West is TikTok, Wild West is Instagram, Facebook, and yes, that works for B2B. Because the number one thing you want to do is just that people even see your name. That alone, that they see your name once, is already a huge accomplishment. If you get 10,000 views a day, and out of the 10,000 views you get one decision maker or one possible decision maker or influencer to listen to a video of you explaining why you are better than anybody else, or just showcasing anything you do, and you do this every day, and every day you reach more decision makers and you reach more influencers and you become more known and you become a household name, you start promoting your company, you start promoting your employees, you start promoting other businesses that already buy from you and that are happy. What do you think will happen to your business? And now compare this. If you compare trying to get to the first page on Google, which is already completely saturated, or trying to get into ChatGPT, versus being on social media. Like there's this book, right, which says like blue ocean versus red ocean. Like literally Google is red ocean at this point. Like it is so competitive, it's a race to the bottom. ChatGPT, just the nature of what it is a race to the bottom. The good news with ChatGPT right now is it's still new, so you can still build credibility with ChatGPT and other LLMs. You can still build credibility with LLMs too, but the very nature of Google and ChatGPT is that it's a race to the bottom. It's about comparing, it's about finding as many vendors as possible, and it's very hard to stick out. How do you want to convey your unique selling point to somebody just Googling the service you're offering? It's very hard to stand out. It's nearly impossible to stand out. The only way to stand out in today, the best way, it's not the only way, but the best way to stand out is to go to the top and do videos and actually promote your company with social media, because there's no competition. Nobody can hold you back from posting videos. When it comes to Google is kind of like a mafia. It's kind of like a monopoly, okay? Because whoever pays gets the best rankings. That is not the case with social media. Yes, there's paid ads, but it doesn't prevent you from gaining traction organically. But for Google ads to make money, people need to click on the ads which means if they click on the ads, they don't click on organic. If they don't click on organic, you don't get the chance to even present your product. So the very nature of Google is very monopolistic, very race to the bottom like. And when I realized that, I realized there's a way bigger opportunity for any business out there, especially in B2B, and it's going to the top and actually becoming known. Because imagine people, instead of looking for your product, they start looking for your name because they saw a video. Imagine what will happen if you get right now 3 people looking for you a day, and tomorrow and next month it's 30 a day because they see all your videos. And that is the power of social media. Nobody can prevent you from posting. Your success with organic social media is not a gamble. It's not dependent. It's not intertwined with the success of the ads. Because when Google has the choice between giving you the click, which is organic, where they get paid 0, versus giving it to somebody that pays for the click, they will always give it to the person that pays them. Google is going down. Like, not really going down, but they know their business model might not exist in 10 years. So what do they want to do if they know their business model might not exist in 10 years? Make as much money as possible. So they're going to give the click. They're going to have more and more ads, more and more competition, and less organic. Why? They want to make more money. And you are the victim of it. If you play the game to the bottom, you will be the victim of them doing this to you. But on the other hand, if you go to the top and you do social media, your success organically on social media has nothing to do with ads. Ads are completely separated from organic. You can get millions of views with organic. You can get millions of views paid. They have nothing to do with each other. The one doesn't prerequisite the other one. They are not in competition. It's not either we make money or we show you organically. No, it's we need you to post so we can show it to people organically and put in between ads. And if you put ads on top of this, on social media versus Google, the whole thing explodes. Even on ad side, running social media ads is so much more effective than running ads which are on the bottom of the funnel, like Google. It also depends on what you do and what your business is. But in general, it's harder to stand out. The price competition is more stiff. And if you can go to the top and actually become a trusted source, a brand, a name, people look for, people Google, people go to ChatGPT to ask, hey, is this a legit company? Then you made it. This is where you want to play. You want to play on the top. You want to play where nobody else wants to play. You want to play where there's no monopoly, where nobody can take your spot. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it made sense. Why? I personally would say, if you could choose between being great at Google and being number 1 on Google and being number 1 on social media, what would you choose? Being number 1 on Google or being number 1 on social media? You will always choose social media. Why? The reach is so much bigger. And when you're big on social media, you will have a lot of search volume on Google for what you do and for your brand. That's why if you're number 1 on Google, it really doesn't mean a lot. It can mean a lot, but it doesn't have to. But if you're really big on social media and you're getting millions and millions of views a month, and you get millions of views from people that actually matter, even if only 1% of the people that watch your content are actually potential buyers, if you have millions, do the math. It's a lot of people. And that brand awareness will kill it for you. And it will put you on the top of the funnel. And then you control the bottom. By controlling the top, you control the bottom. So really think about this and really think through your marketing strategy and stop disregarding social media so much. It might be the biggest game changer and leverage you have right now in your business, especially if you're watching in your B2B company. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.